Okay, ciao. Welcome to Trieste, Italy. Got here yesterday and I've been here for about like 15 hours and I can already, feel a pretty good, pretty different culture here with coffee here in Trieste. It's very interesting. We'll get into all that today, but I just wanted to let you know that it's already. I feel like it's already like significantly different to Milan. They have different names for like drinks and all that type of stuff. But Trieste is, if you ask some people here in Italy, they'll say Trieste is the coffee capital of Italy. But then some will also say Naples is the coffee capital of Italy. But that's for a different conversation. That's just the north versus south kind of conversation. But say that we're in one of the coffee capitals right now. Um, this city has produced some famous coffee roasters, such as the biggest one in Italy, Italy. Um, there's Italy all over the world, and Italy is the most famous coffee brand here in Italy, and it's loved by every Italian. So they, this is their hometown, and along with a lot of others. But yeah, the coffee scene here is just crazy and insane as far as I've seen. I've only been here not that long, but we'll get into that today. So hopefully we're gonna go to a bar first to get that experience here in Trieste, and then we're going to try and figure out the different names for these different drinks. Well, they're not really different drinks. They're the same drinks, but like they have different names. Um, but after that, we're gonna go to a couple of the famous and historical cafes here and see what we can find out. But yeah, we're gonna go try and find a local bar. So see you there. Io avrò un nero e un cornetto albicocca.
Ok, ti siedi?
Sì, sì, sì.
Altro che
Fuori,
vai?
sì.
Ok.
Grazie. Okay, so I just got finished at Adoro Cafe, and I wanted to ask about like the different names for the different drinks here in Trieste. I first asked, and I don't think he really knew what I was talking about. So I showed him a picture, like of kind of what I was talking about, and then he started to he knew what I was talking about, and he started to explain to me. So basically, the different names for the drinks here in Trieste are are a nero, which is just an espresso, Nero means black in Italian, so it's just kind of like ordering black coffee. Uh, but then you can also order a Nero in Be, which Be is B, so Nero in B. And that means like an espresso in like a glass instead of a one of those small espresso cups. Um, any of these you can say in Be afterwards, and then they'll give it to you in like a glass instead of uh, a tazzina, which is like an espresso cup or just like a regular mug or whatever. But so the next one is a capo, Capo. It's like it's a macchiato, but it's more like full. So it's like full to the brim. Then you can also say capo in Be. So you get it in your glass instead of your espresso cup. And then after that, they also have a macchiato, but a macchiato is a little different. Macchiato is shorter, so like the capo is filled to the brim of the cup, like say the cup, and it's filled all the way up. A macchiato is less. The milk is less, and then you could also say macchiato and Be. It's the same thing for each one. Then you can order a goccia. A goccia is an espresso with the tiniest bit of milk foam on top. So like he told me that they just go, put the espresso in the cup and then they go, and that's it. So for like a capo or a macchiato, they they fill all the way up, or macchiato they don't fill up as much, but the goccia is just like one drop of milk foam on top, instead of like all the milk. And then obviously, like I said, you can say goccia and Be, and then they'll give you that in a glass cup. And then the last one was cafe latte, which is just a cappuccino. That one's pretty simple. But I don't know if you can order cafe latte and Be or not, but yeah, that's what he told me. So after having that talk with him, I ordered a Nero to start out my learning process of these different drinks. And I also ordered a cornetto con albicocca. Cornetto, same thing. It's like a different name for a croissant. Albicocca is apricot. So it was a croissant with apricot jam inside. And let me tell you, best croissant I've had so far. It was so good. It was so soft and it tasted amazing. The dough was so soft and the outside was flaky. And then the apricot jam inside, oh my God. It was so good. But other than that, the Nero, I wanted to kind of, be a little more Italian from what Luciano told me when we were at Nowhere's Future Coffee Roasters. And he told me that, like, all Italians drink their coffee with sugar. So I put sugar in my espresso. And, yeah, it was decent. I'm not a big fan of putting sugar in my coffee, but it was decent. The espresso was good. So no complaints from that place. I really like that place. And the croissant without apricot jam was amazing. So got to learn from the worker what the different names for the drinks are. So now we are going to go to this one more historical popular place here in Trieste, and hopefully we can find out some history. Maybe it's tough to do to find out these things, because some people, there's not specific people to talk about it with, and you can only ask really like the people working, and sometimes they just can't talk. So we're gonna go here, see what we can figure out. We're gonna order the drinks with the drinks names that they have here, in Trieste, and yeah, see you there. Okay, I forgot to even say where we're going next. We are here at Cafe Tomaseo. It's one. I think it's pretty sure it's the oldest coffee shop here in Trieste. It looks of it. So yeah, we're here at Cafe Tomaseo, and hopefully we can learn some stuff. It's going to be tough to ask someone about the history here, but yeah, hopefully we can learn some stuff. They're about to be open, so yeah, I'll see you in there. I'll order. Can't figure out what I'm saying. I'll video what I get and everything like that, so see you there.
Sto qua con te. Sto qua con te. Ok, poi alle 10 arriviamo ai streaming. Sì, sto qua con te.
Ma non so come sta a fare fuori, così
Ciao, per me un goccian bed.
Siamo qui
Anche questa crostatina con cioccolato. Sì, sì.
qui al banco?
No, io sedo.
Ok,
Serio. Okay, so I don't know if you can hear me, but I tried out my new knowledge of the different names, and I got Goccia and De, which is it's kind of like a macchiato, but it's like a little more, like less foam, I think. But and I also got crostatina with chocolate, and it's like a chocolate, pie type thing. It's like a harder chocolate pie. So yeah, give you a review afterwards because I can't really talk in here. But so they just came back and gave me like a shot glass of chocolate. Wonder what this is for. I wanna ask, but I'll try and figure this one out. Posso chiederti perché il bicchiere di cioccolato?
Perché il proprietario, la proprietà, è un maître chocolatier.
Ok.
E allora è una tradizione del locale servire tutti i tipi di caffè con una cioccolata fatta da noi. Ed è una cioccolata senza glutine, senza latte.
Ok.
È così, una tradizione proprio
Sì.
del bar.
È una tradizione della regione?
No, della
questo
proprietà,
posto?
sì,
Ok.
questo, gli specchi.
Ok.
Non della regione.
Ah.
La società che gestisce
Della società del proprietario, sì.
Ah, sì, ok.
Che sono dei cioccolatieri, no?
Comunera, gli specchi.
È questo,
Sì. Allora, i posti più famosi di Trieste?
Storici, caffè storici.
Sì, ok.
Quindi adesso hai fatto colazione qua, adesso vai a fare la seconda colazione agli specchi.
Sì.
E la terza colazione alla
Alla
bomboniera.
bomboniera.
Ok.
Tutti e tre.
Tu bevi prima, dopo o
Colata?
come vuole?
È sul live.
E poi
Io voglio sapere io come la bevo.
ok.
Metà, poi bevo un po' d'acqua Poi l'altra metà la verso nel caffè e bevo il caffè con l'acqua.
Ok.
E viene un caffè al cioccolato.
Ok, allora tu metti il cioccolato nel caffè.
Metà
Metà?
bevo e metà del caffè.
Ok.
Così viene un caffè bello.
Sì, sì, ok. Sto andando a un progetto di scuola e io studio la cultura di caffè. Cultura? Sì.
La cultura.
Sì, di caffè in Italia e Trieste, lo so.
Io sono di Napoli, quindi praticamente
Oh,
la città, assieme a Trieste, eccetera, sono città del caffè.
Sì, ok. Ok, well, grazie. Grazie mille.
Quindi capisco che caffè sono.
Yeah.
Hai capito l'amico qua? Studia, sta studiando la cultura del caffè.
Beh, Trieste,
Quindi
città del
nella città
caffè.
giusto, deve vedere pure nella mia città Napoli, pure là.
Pure lì? Come no? Come no?
Eh,
A Napoli c'è il caffè sospeso?
Sì.
Può darsi che lo trovi, vai nel bar, sì.
Lo bevi. È una bella cosa.
ciao, grazie. Ciao, grazie, buona giornata. Okay, so I just got done at Cafe Tomoseo, and it was a great experience. So a little bit about the history of that place that I learned. It's the like oldest coffee shop, whatever you want to call it, in Trieste. I forget when it opened, but it was like 1820s, I think, or early 1830s. But the cafe was like a famous meeting place for like these famous people. The author of Danubio, a book, I've never really heard of it or read it, but the author of that book wrote Danubio at that coffee shop. So it was a famous meeting place for like famous and like people with power and stuff like that. It was also one of the first buildings here in Trieste that used electricity, and they were also famous for being the first like people to import ice cream to the shop. So famous meeting place, first cafe opened in Trieste, first building to use electricity in Trieste, and it was like the first place to start like importing ice cream. So those are the main reasons why this place is so famous and historical here. Well, those are the historical reasons. But it was great. I loved it. I had a great experience. So first I ordered a gocha and be, which, if you remember from when I was explaining the coffee drinks, gocha was like milk, just the milk foam, not the milk included, but the foam. And it was like a quick pour, and not too much, and it doesn't like mix with the milk. As you saw in the video as well of the actual gocha, and it was in a glass rather than like an espresso cup, and so that's why I ordered, since I found out about these new names for different drinks, and it was good. It was like a macchiato, but not much of a milk taste to it. You only get the milk taste after you like finish it, and you get the milk foam afterwards, but you don't get the milk taste while you're drinking it, and you get more of a coffee taste. So it's like the coffee and the milk foam don't mix, so it's like when you drink it you get straight coffee, and then towards the end you get the milk foam and the milk flavor, and after you drink it you can scoop out the milk foam because there's so much of it, and it was great. I loved it. And then I also got a crostatina, which is like a harder, crunchier pie that has like filling in the middle, and the filling was chocolate, because I love chocolate, and it was amazing. Pretty sure they hand make it, because I mean why would they not? They're the most famous place here. But it was amazing. It was like crunchy, and then the chocolate was good. It wasn't too sweet, and it was very good. So I give the drink and the pastry, you know, an A plus. And then they also gave me like a little shot glass of chocolate, and it's not milk chocolate. It was just like regular dark chocolate, and it was like a shot glass of chocolate, like hot chocolate. Well, it wasn't hot chocolate, but I mean like the consistency. It was like a drink. So I had it with my coffee, and it was a cold coffee. I mean a cold chocolate shot, and it was amazing. I loved it. I loved that they included that, but I was so confused about it. I wanted to know why. So then I went up and asked one of the workers, you know, like, why the shot of chocolate with the coffee? And he said that it's a tradition here, more historical places with more like, in the past they had more like high power and high authority, and this is where like the people with power went to and stuff. These places, they served like these shots of chocolate with your coffee. And he said that you can either, it's a tradition here, not of the region. I asked him, is it a tradition of the region? But no, he said it's just a thing of these historical cafes. So then he said that you can either drink it after, before, or you can even put the coffee in your, put the chocolate in your coffee. You can drink it however you want. And I thought that was really cool how they just included like a shot of chocolate with your coffee, and you could just drink it however you want. So I think there's another place that does this thing, and I might try to like actually put the chocolate in the coffee at that place. So yeah, I got to learn a good bit about the history of that place, and then, you know, the traditions that they do, and got to try the coffee, and it was great. So yeah, we'll be going to another place. I don't know which place yet though. I will inform you this when I decide. I might take a little break for a little bit, but yeah, we'll see you there. Hold on, Tariq. Okay, so we are here at Caffè degli Specchi, and it's the name means cafe of mirrors. But this is a very fancy and one of the most famous coffee shops in Trieste. It's right in the main plaza square, and it's pretty fancy and very like touristy. So I'm gonna go in and see what. Hopefully we can learn something. We're gonna order a coffee and, you know, experience the chocolate shot again. Since what I learned from Cafe Tomaseo is that these historical places are the places that, you know, give the chocolate shot. Nowhere else really does it except for these historical famous places. So we're gonna go in and do that, and yeah, see what we figure out.
Adesso c'è la rivoluzione. No, c'è la
Dipende quanti
neanche per legge, ma perché
Okay, so just finished up at Cafe degli Specchi. I got a Nero in Be. So since previously telling you what the different names are, that's an espresso in a glass instead of a regular espresso mug. So I got that, and then that's all I got. It's expensive here. It was €4 for just that espresso, so I wasn't really getting anything else. But it was very good. This time, instead of drinking the little chocolate shot that they gave me before, I drank like a tiny bit of it, and then I put the rest mixed it in with the espresso, and oh my lord, it was amazing. It was a creamy chocolatey flavor with the side of strong dark roasted coffee espresso, and it was amazing. I could not recommend doing that enough. The only downside to it is how expensive it is. But this coffee shop in particular, Cafe degli Specchi, is a pretty historic and famous coffee shop. I was able to ask someone about the history behind the place. I couldn't really get on video though, and it was kind of hard to talk to him as well since this place is super busy right now. But basically, the history behind this place in summary is that this specific spot, Cafe degli Specchi, was the most well-known and the most famous, and all those words that describe famous and stuff like that upon like the high rich society here in Trieste or surrounding areas. So this place was for the high society, the rich people, the powerful people, and everything like that. That's why it's insanely fancy inside. But it gets the name degli Specchi means like of mirrors, or like some mirrors. You could translate it anyway, but it gets its name because in the past they had a bunch of mirrors placed all around the coffee shop to bring in more light, since they didn't really have any electricity. So they used all the mirrors to bring in more light. But today they only have 3 of those mirrors left, and you saw one of them. I took a video of one of them, and it was pretty cool. It was nice to enjoy a coffee here, knowing that this was a place that was once full of the rich and powerful high society people around this area and in this city. And the coffee was unique. I love the chocolate shots that they give with it, and it's cool that the chocolate shots are a thing of these historic famous cafes and stuff like that. So it was good, and I'm glad that I got to learn a little bit about the history behind the place from one of the workers. But yeah, this probably will conclude day 1 of my time here researching coffee culture here in Trieste, unless I just so happen to run into something else or ask some other local some questions or something like that. But yeah, this concludes day 1, so see you on day 2 tomorrow. So ciao.